This is my video for the Two Gun Action Challenge match held at Phoenix Rod and Gun Club on February 25th, 2023. At the buzzer, the shooter has to run over to the stack of tires here. They can either support off the tires or go prone next to them. I do move over to make contact with the tires because it's unclear if the shooter has to be contacting the tires or not. There are two targets at 200 yards and two targets at 100 yards. Initially, I'm shooting the stage with my magnifier in place, but as the stage goes on, I will end up flipping the magnifier out of the way so it's easier to transition target to target. The shooter has to carry one of the tires over to the box, run back, and repeat the engagement on the rifle targets. The rifle I'm using is my Woodland Cerakoted What Would Stoner Do rifle with the SIG Romeo 4 XT Pro and the SIG Juliet 4-power magnifier. There's another iteration of running a tire over. Once this tire has been moved over, on subsequent iterations I will have to carry tires back. I think you can see that my source hydration bladder tube has popped loose off of the retention clip on the front of my plate carrier 24. It flailing around is mildly annoying during this stage. This particular range at Phoenix Rod and Gun Club, I always have to max out the height on my bipod. The area we shoot from is at a slightly downward slope and we're shooting uphill. When you encounter this set of circumstances, just plan on setting your bipod at a higher height than you normally would to be able to get the upward angle you need. This is the last iteration on this stage. By having to stack the two tires back up rather than move the whole tire pile over, the stage is effectively self-resetting. This is a good note for stage design's theory for aspiring match directors. And on this last iteration, you can clearly see I've flipped the magnifier out of the way. The targets are large enough that hitting them with the dot only is no problem. On this stage, I am 2nd armored and 4th overall. On this stage, this front plate rack must be reset anytime you miss a shot. So this stage is as much a test of mental patience and timing as it is of marksmanship. If you rush your shots, you're going to pay. So close to just shooting clean, and I'm going to get frustrated here and screw up even more. Notice I missed that first shot on the plate rack. Miss again because I'm trying to rush because I'm getting frustrated. Have to reset the plate rack again. Now it's really time to mentally refocus and think through each shot consciously. Exhale, squeeze. Exhale, squeeze. I end up with a pretty middle-of-the-pack run on this stage. I am 14th overall and 12th in armored. The stage begins with only one round loaded in the rifle and no magazine inserted, so once that round is fired at the high-value target, the RO knows that it's empty. Crawling through this tube, I find the best way to do this is to cradle the rifle in my dominant hand. When I've gone through these tubes with it slung over my back, invariably it catches on something. I've even had it go all the way long ways across the tube going through there. So, while it might be a little bit slower crawling-wise, keeping it cradled in my arms is the most effective technique. Engage those pistol targets, ground the pistol, crawl back through the tube again. And again, the 180 does not apply while we're crawling through the tube, regardless of where the muzzle's pointed, because the RO knows that it is empty. The Beretta 92X Performance is a very nice pistol, but I'm still getting used to using it. So I do feel a little bit slower shooting it than I would shooting the Glocks I normally compete with. but that's nothing to do with the pistol. That's just my familiarity level with it. The single action trigger it has is absolutely superb. I'm 15th overall on this stage and 9th in Armored Division. This is a fun close-range hoser stage. All the targets are easily seen as you move through the course. There's nothing to really memorize. 2 hits on paper to neutralize. Retreat back out of the hallway. Engage that target as you advance forward. You do need to shoot empty, so I'm going to drop my magazine before I fire my last shot. And then transition to pistol. I almost forget that I have pistol targets to engage from this position. Retreat back out, and there's one more position to engage pistol targets from. Here's the stage again, third person. Good aggressive movement on my part as I advance forward, engaging the paper targets. Retreat back out. On this side, note when it's time for me to shoot empty, you'll see the magazine drop out, and my sights do not come off the target when I go to do so. Here you can see my false start as I'm backing up, then I remember I have a couple targets to engage from this position. I am 10th overall and 5th armored on this stage. In the end, I'm 3rd out of 36 in Armored Division and 3rd out of 80 shooters overall. If you like this kind of in-depth match analysis, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Thank you for watching, and remember, the Second Amendment is for everyone.